I'm meteorologist Chris Higgins with continuing coverage of the 2010 Severe Weather Workshop here in Norman, Oklahoma. Interesting conversation I had just a little while ago. You know, truth be told, it's pretty easy to get severe weather information to the general public if you're watching TV, if you're next to your computer, or if you have your cell phone with you. However, there are a lot of situations where that simply is not the case. You might be out camping at a kid's ball game, any number of different places where you are totally separated from any real bona fide form of communication. There is a system that is coming online. It's just in the infancy stages, only being deployed in 1 or 2 locations right now. It's a private sector system, but it has some great potential in the area of severe weather alerting over a loudspeaker system, something I think you'll want to hear.
Okay, basically the product is actually made in the United States. We have suppliers in Florida. It's manufactured in a suburb of Fort Worth. It's all engineered by myself and an electronics engineer. What we've done is we've taken the audio products from the National Weather Service and we've added a red beacon for warnings that represent an immediate threat to life or health for a targeted population. The amber switch, the amber lights, provide information for watches, and that's one of the things that isn't commonly seen in traditional warning systems. Watches are usually issued for tornadoes and severe thunderstorm events hours before the actual event occurs. So it gives people in these venues situational awareness. It allows them to see and know visually and audibly that there may be a threat later. Storm Prediction Center, which is right down the street here in Norman, does a fantastic job of producing products that can give you this information, but it's not always well disseminated. After the watch is issued, if the pending event upgrades to a warning, a life-threatening situation, the siren will go off again with an audible tone, a voice chip message that says tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning, and then immediately goes to the live NOAA weather radio broadcast. So these are official warnings. They're essentially endorsed by FEMA. That was something that FEMA did several years ago where they wanted NOAA weather radio to be one of the critical sources of all hazard dissemination.
Who are, and we can go back to the display, but who are some of again, those key target audiences?
Our ideal venues where we want to place this product would be recreation areas, parks where children play. A lot of times, you know, children are playing and they might not be situationally aware of what the threat is, but when they clearly hear what this threat is, when it says tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning, you know, one of the things a lot of times we don't warn our children or even adults for the high wind events, the large hail events and things like that. That's where this product really fills a niche quite well. So anywhere where people congregate and are subject to injury or even death, critical injury, from severe weather event and also public emergencies like a shooter on campus, hazmat spill, anything like that. There's several products that the National Weather Service office offers to give you a really broad spectrum of warning events. The box is made here in America. It's assembled by a gentleman who has extensive experience in aviation, avionics, assembly work. It's well engineered, well laid out. It's fairly compact. It's battery operated, so you have standby in case you lose power, which is pretty typical with a high-end severe weather event. We offer 110 support of the battery, 110 volts AC, or solar operation. So we try to cover. Not everybody has access to the power grid. A lot of times your threat areas are in remote areas, or they don't, a person may not want to run 110 because it's kind of expensive to do that. So the solar option has proven to be very popular as well.
Now, a little earlier when I was here, you were talking about comparing the cost for something like this to, say, one of the light standards in this parking lot here at the hotel, of which there are dozens of them. The cost difference, considering what you get out of both of them, is really a pretty interesting point.
Well, we feel like it is, and that was one of the things that when I invented this product and we have our marketing partner, is we try to look at the affordability versus what you get with this product. And we felt like it was important to have a product that would give you the light warning, the voice warning, and then the National Weather Service warning. And when you compare traditional infrastructure in a park, recreation area, even a parking lot, a lot of money traditionally is spent and budgeted beforehand for lights and parking amenities and that sort of thing. And I feel like that if they would take into consideration the strengths and benefits of this particular product, it would compete well cost-wise with the general infrastructure that you would typically have in a parking lot or a park or recreation area. You know, typically hundreds of thousands of dollars are spent in those areas, and the fractional cost of installing this product, I think it represents a good value and a good way to enhance the safety of the customer or the person who's patronizing that area.
How many of you have installed?
It's a new
All right, so where do you, it's a new product, but where do you have the?
It is a new product. We've really just gone to market basically this spring for the storm season. We attended some conferences late, this winter, and now we're really hitting it hard this spring. We've had interest in Pennsylvania for dozens of units. City of Round Rock, Texas is looking at 6 initially, and they want to expand that through their park system as budgetary constraints allow. We have a unit installed at Galveston College down on the Texas coast, and the response has really been good. So there's an interest in Alabama. We've got the 28 units that are going in the Panhandle of Florida, so we're really pleased with the response.